All right, Shalom. First up, I want to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Akha Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and the truth. Shalom. This is GMS Precepts and Nazar Khad here. And real quick, I got an article here I got a few. This is one from Wall Street Journal. Surging dollar raises possibility of parity with euro. Europe's economic misfortunes have set the euro not far from equal value with the dollar for the first time in nearly 2 decades. So this is bad for the euro, right? Because now this is basically saying the euro is almost at equal, is almost equal with the dollar. Okay, which means that goes into the whole global reset, man, right? Because they want to reset the world's economy, right? So you're gonna see a lot of nations have to resort to, because we know ultimately their goal is to introduce the MOT to the B. In order to do that, they have to reset the monetary system, which is not only the dollar, not only the euro, but they want to make this a global, one world currency. All right, so that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this title. Right, it says a roughly 7% slide in the euro against the dollar this year is breathing new life into the two-decade-old question on Wall Street. Will this be the year that currencies finally reach parity? You see, the euro fell as low as around a dollar. $1.03, right? 1.035 earlier this month, down from 1.137 level at which it ended last year. It finished Thursday at about 1.059, putting it just 5.5% away from reaching parity or equal value with the dollar, right? And like this article says, that's in nearly 2 decades. And see, in the past, people that use the euro, they would come over here and their money would have more value here. So a lot of times when a lot of people would vacation here to the States or come here to America, they would take advantage of that and go shopping, right? Because essentially what they buy here is cheaper, right? It's cheaper than what they would pay for in their own country. But now they can't take advantage anymore, right? Because their currency is almost at equal value with the dollar. That's like if people from America will go to Europe, a beer or whatever they would purchase over there, they would have to spend more American money, right, to buy something over there, and it would be reversed here. Whenever Europeans will come here, their money will go. It's just the same thing if you go to the islands, right? Your money would stretch. It would be more money. It would be the value of your money. American money is more than it is down there in the island. So this is all leading. It's once you know the end game, and the end game is to introduce the MOT to the B, reset the economy globally. We can see that's their end game or end plan, right? Another article here from the Examiner. Gas could rise above $6 per gallon by the end of the summer. So, if you see the news, you're seeing a lot more of warnings of a global recession, economy being in a really bad shape. Food shortages, gas prices. I mean, I've never seen gas prices this high. As from what I remember, it's damn near. It's damn near, where I'm at, I almost pay. It's almost $5, so it's getting pretty bad as far as gas. And it's so they're gonna hit the people's pockets at every angle. It's the gas, it's the food shortage, the chicken, meat, dairy, all those prices are rising. Is getting kind of hectic. It's getting right. This is CNBC. CNBC.com. Existing home sales fell in April to the lowest level since the start of the pandemic. We are moving back to a pre-pandemic sales activity, but I expect further declines. So it's getting bad on that front too. I got one more article. This is from ZeroHedge.com. 12 nightmarish economic trends we could expect to see during the second half of 2022. So one of those is the gas prices. You see gas prices, it will eventually go up. So something here, blackouts. I'm seeing that a lot now. Blackouts being warned. Everyone pretty much knows that food prices will continue to rise. Food prices are gonna rise. I'm gonna leave this in the description. Your brothers can check it out here. The UN is telling us that we're heading into the worst global food crisis since World War II. So it's getting pretty bad, man. It's gonna get worse. Okay, so we're gonna see a lot of, and the people that are gonna struggle the worst, or look at that, that's Spirit 12. I was just about to say the people that are gonna struggle the worst are the people of the tribes. That spirit, that's the spirit that had the number 12 there. Well, it says 12 nightmarish trends, right? The people that are gonna suffer the most are the people of the tribes. Which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? Because we are on a low poverty level. Okay, out of all nations, we are the ones that, as a whole, collectively make the least amount of money. So if any economic hardships are going to occur, it's going to affect our people, right? I got one scripture here. I'll get this first. This is where I'm at. Haggai. Salakia. Here it is. I'm sorry, I was doing a cross reference. Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes. Okay, that's pretty much self-explanatory. We work a lot, but we don't reap the benefits, and it's a reason for that. If you go back to the curses, which I have here in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it says, "Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and thou shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat it." And that's it's well known. This whole economy, or any kingdom, any kingdom that ever existed, is always built on the backs of us, right? Of the tribes, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And this kingdom, Babylon the Great, aka America, is no different, right? And we are the ones that suffer the most because we don't reap any of the benefits. Okay, the so-called white man does, and as he should, because it is our punishment, and also it's his kingdom, right? You best believe when we get our kingdom back, when the Lord returns, we are going to be reaping the benefits, and they're going to build up our kingdom, because that's what a ruler should do, right? But what it tells me in Deuteronomy 30:7, the curses are going to cleave onto our enemies. Okay, so all these curses that were applied to us, they're going to apply to our enemies. All right. Verse 40: Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, But thou shalt not anoint thyself with oil, for thine olive shall cast its fruit. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All right. So the point. Well, I can read this. It says, "All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume." Right. So that's that explains it right there. It explains that we are going to not enjoy basically the captivity that we're in. It's not going to be enjoyable because it's captivity. It's our punishment. But the good news is the punishment that was applied to us by the Lord is coming to an end. Okay. So the scriptures say, "Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof." So we're reaching the end of our punishment, and we're going to reach the beginning of our promise, going back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. Until the next show, like I said, Shalom. Like I said, like I always do, I'll leave the articles in the description box. Shalom.